Phineas, where are you? He's not over here, and he's not over there. Where is that dog? I hope he's not outside. It's so cold, he'd turn into a popsicle. You guys go play a game. I'm gonna keep looking for Phineas. Phineas, where are you, boy? Man, I wish I could whistle. Phineas! Phineas! Come here, boy.
Hey, Grandview Pack! Thanks again so much for joining us for another week of 2 for 2. And it's time for a game that we're calling Mad Lib Sing-Along. Here's how it works. We've chosen 3 songs, but we took out a lot of the important words, and we got on social media and asked for you guys to give us some of your favorite nouns and adjectives and interjections and all kinds of things. And we've put those special words back into the song. Now, I want you to know that my friend Noah, how you doing, Noah?
Hi, everybody.
And my friend Joy. Hey, Joy.
Howdy.
These guys have not seen these songs. This is the first time that they're going to be able to see these songs. So I'm going to go ahead and hand it to them.
We're nervous.
They should be nervous. You guys are really good wordsmiths, Grandview. Okay. And our very first song is going to be from the movie Frozen. Do I have any Frozen fans out there? There's just a couple. All right. I love the movie Frozen, and this song is Do You Want to Build a Snowman? Here are a few of the words that you all gave us for this song. Words like woolly worms, spaceship, monkey, luminous, and fish. So Noah and Joy, are you all ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Let's see what we got.
Do you want to fish for woolly worms? Come on, let's go and gallop.
I sneakily see you anymore. Come out the door. It's like it's not gonna happen.
We used to be luminous monkeys, and now we're not. I dance, you would tell me why.
Do you want to play a spaceship? It doesn't have to be a spaceship.
Okay,
see you later, alligator.
That was really great, guys. Thank you so much. I think Anna and Elsa should have sung that song that way. All right, this next song is a 2 for 2 favorite. If you have joined us for 2 for 2 before, you know this song, Waves of Mercy. Remember, waves of mercy, waves of grace. Here, though, are the special words that you have given us for this song. Words like pool, ice cream, hiss. Oh, this one is good. Burr-zap. I don't know what part of speech burr-zap is, but definitely great. Organize, and my favorite interjection, totally rad. Awesome. There's also a whole lot of automatopoeias in this one, so get ready, all right? You guys ready to go?
Ready.
Here we go.
Every flex I make, I flex in you. You make me flex, Jesus. Every pool I take in you.
Every hiss I make, I hiss in you. You berserk me, Jesus. Every dance I take in you.
Waves of ice cream, waves of fish. Everywhere I organize, I see your face.
Your music has captured me. Totally rad, my God, this music, how can it be? Woot, 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 woot. Scat, scat, ba-dee-ba-dee, bop-a, scat, 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 scat. Ugh, 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 and ring, ring, a ring, a ring, ring, a ring, 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 a ring, a ring, ring.
I want to sing it that way next time we get together for 2 for 2. I want to see Brett up here, and I want him to go ugh, 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 ugh as he's singing the song. You guys did great. All right, this next one, we're going back to Disney, and we're going to go to The Lion King, which is a great movie. And this is the song, I Just Can't Wait to Be King, all right? Here are some of the fantastic words that you have supplied us with. Words like bulbous, cauldron, unicorn, very nice, Zoe, that one came from you. Dicey, toodles, the Macarena, and energetic. So, are you guys ready to go?
I don't know.
Here we go.
I'm gonna be a sneaky king, so bulbous guitars beware.
Well, I've never seen a king of unicorns with quite so little pizza.
I'm gonna be the main juxtaposition, like no dance was before.
I'm brushing up on being spicy. I'm working on my toodles.
This is a rather energetic couch.
Oh, I just can't wait to be home. Everybody Macarena left.
Everybody dab right.
Everywhere you shimmy, I'm
Standing in a dicey cauldron. Oh, I just can't wait to be home.
Yay, that was amazing. Thank you so much, Noah, and thank you so much, Joy. And thank you, Grandview, for playing along with us on social media. Join us again next week. Who knows what crazy games we'll play? Bye.
Guys, I've looked everywhere and I still can't find Phineas. Oh no. Maybe he's been pup-napped. Maybe Animal Control picked him up. Is he microchipped? I don't even know! Quick, what's the number for 911? You guys go ahead and get ready to sing. I'm gonna keep looking for Phineas.
There's nothing worth more that will ever come close. Nothing can compare. You're our living hope. Your presence, Lord. Well, I've tasted and seen of the sweetest of loves, where my heart becomes free and my shame is undone. In your presence, Lord. Holy Spirit, you are welcome here. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for, to be overcome by your presence, Lord. Your presence, Lord. There's nothing worth more that will ever come close. Nothing can compare. You're our living hope. It's your presence, Lord. Well, I've tasted and seen of the sweetest of loves, where my heart becomes free and my shame is undone. In be overcome by your presence, Lord. Let us become more aware of your presence. Let us experience the glory of your goodness. Let us become more aware of your presence. Let us experience the glory of your goodness. Let us become more aware of your presence. Let us experience the glory of your goodness, Lord. And Holy Spirit, you are welcome here. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for, to be overcome by your presence, Lord.
Phineas, there you are. Where have you been?
I am feeling terrible.
What happened?
Well, my owners left the house this morning, and they forgot to put me in my crate.
Yeah?
And, well, I was very thirsty. My water dish was empty,
Uh-huh.
and the bathroom door was open.
Oh,
So
Phineas. You didn't.
I did. I drank from the toilet. My shame knows no bounds.
Oh, poor buddy. I wish I knew what to say. I don't want to make you feel worse.
Charles, who was our conversation with today?
It's with Miss Naomi. Actually, this might help. One time, Miss Naomi got really sick. She got better, but during that time of her life, she learned how important it is to listen to people who are sick and how to be encouraging to them.
All right. Let us be hearing this story. Maybe I will be feeling better.
I'm Naomi. What's your name?
My name's Aubrey.
Aubrey.
Anna.
And Anna. Well, we came here to talk today about something really fun, cancer. And I'm just going to tell you my experience with cancer. I had cancer about 8 years ago. I had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is a fast-growing, kind of aggressive cancer. We found out because my leg was really hurting for a long time. And then when they finally found the tumor, it was growing in my bone marrow right here, and it was breaking my bone from the inside. I went through about a month of radiation, and then I did 4 rounds of chemo, and I lost my hair, and I gained a lot of weight, and, you know, chemo sucks. And then I was fine. And then I was super depressed because physically I was fine, but everything felt like it had totally changed. But it's been 8 years and I'm cancer-free, and it's really, really unlikely for it to ever come back. It was kind of a super fluke that I got it in the first place, and no one really knows why.
How long was the process from when you first got diagnosed until you were cancer-free?
Well, it took them about 4 months to diagnose it.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time, they just thought like my knee was out of joint or something. So then once it was diagnosed, it was about 8 months to finish all the treatments and stuff like that.
So what kind of things that did people say that actually really helped, and what kind of things did people say that made things more difficult for you?
Another thing people do a lot is that they try to relate something to you. And that happens still to this day. If I'm like, oh yeah, I had cancer, like, oh, I had an uncle that had cancer, or I knew someone else that had cancer. I think people particularly Americans in general, try to do that to like find something in common. But it really just kind of minimizes the person's story when it's like, oh, well, that's not unique. That happens to everyone, or everyone knows someone. So to me, that wasn't helpful. What was helpful was when people would just sit with me. I mean, and I think that was the biggest takeaway from going through that, is that sometimes you just have to endure. And if you have people that will just sit with you and not tell you what to think or how to feel, just say like, this is hard and I'm here with you. Like that's all you ever need or ever want. Anything more than that is kind of makes you feel like you need to be doing something differently than what you're doing.
So what kind of things did you learn from all of the challenges that came with your cancer that you still apply to challenges you go through now?
When I was going through it, every little thing felt really hard, like very overwhelming. And that happened too with the depression that followed. Like I just couldn't make any decisions. I couldn't even just to get up some days, like physically was too hard. And so anytime I did anything, little or big, we would say, woo, she did it! And make a huge deal out of it. And it happened all the time. Like if we went to the grocery store and came home and be like, we did it! Woo! We did it! And like, we still do that with Zoe now. And she's like the most enthusiastic little kid ever. Because I think it's really important to celebrate all of the small victories, even if they're easy for everyone else. If it's something that you did that was hard, then it's worth celebrating. And that's stuck with me.
So you mentioned a period of depression after you were cancer-free.
Yeah.
What did those challenges look like, and how were you able to get through that? And how was that different from the actual process of fighting the cancer?
When I was going through the physical treatment, it was very kind of robotic, you know? But then afterwards, there wasn't any script, there wasn't any help. No one said, you know, oh, just take this and feel better. Although, you know, there was medication out there, but they weren't assuming, you know, that you needed it. The community that had come up around me, like it was very comfortable for people who were familiar with physical ailments, but they weren't as comfortable talking about depression or anxiety or things that you can't see, but are just as debilitating as something that's happening to you physically. For me, it's just helpful to know that like that pain is real and I see it. That pain will not last forever. It will change. It may not go away, but it will change. You are so much more than what happens to you. Yeah, I just think the moral of the story for me is like, don't be defined by one thing or one choice or one trauma, even though it feels very, very big in your life, to take the time to decide for yourself what is important.
I want to thank Naomi for sharing her story with us. I got to be there for that discussion between Naomi, Aubrey, and Anna, and I really appreciated it. It reminded me that we often wonder what in the world to say to someone who's going through a hard time. We so much want to be helpful. We want to make things better, and so we come and we try to figure out what the exact right thing to say is. And what we saw tonight in the video from Naomi is that sometimes it's not our tongue that's going to matter when we come together with someone who is suffering. It's our ears. It's our simple presence with that person. So we don't have to try to think about what to say and what to do. We can just go and be present with people when they're going through something that is hard. It reminds me of the story in the Bible, the book of I almost said Jonah, the book of Job. The book of Job is a wonderful book, and it's a story about a man who goes through some very difficult things. He loses his livestock, he loses his house, he loses even family members and even his health. And he's in such miserable shape that 3 of his friends come and just, at first, they just sit with him. They don't say a thing for a very long time. After a while, they did break the silence, and they tried to tell him what he had done wrong. They tried to tell him other things about what he was going through, and we find out by the end of the book that everything those friends told Job was wrong. And the only thing they did right was sitting with him in silence. You know, when you have a friend going through something difficult, that is all they need to start with. Just spend time with them. It reminded me of what happened to me after my mom died. I would sometimes drive up to Indianapolis. It's an 8-hour drive. I would drive up just to spend the night with my father. And what I realized on the way up one time, I was listening to the book of Job, and I'm really glad I did, because that's when I realized that what the friends did right was just be with Job. So I would sit next to my dad, and I just didn't say anything. Sometimes he would fall asleep, and then he would wake up, and he would start telling me some things about how he was feeling or about my mom, and then he would go back to sleep, and I would just sit there in the chair next to him, quietly awake, until he would wake up again and start talking. Of all the things I did, that is the thing that I think helped the most. So when you see a friend going through a hard time, I know it's hard to be with people right now, but we have lots of ways. You can call and listen. You can FaceTime and listen. You can Zoom call and listen. There are ways for you to let your friends know that you are with them, that you are present with them in a time of trouble. You don't have to use words. Now, here's the interesting thing. One of the clearest words God spoke to us is when God's word became flesh in Jesus Christ. And there are lots of ways to understand the cross. But one of the ways we try to understand the cross is we realize that on the cross, the word of God was silent but never more clear. That God was with us even in our most painful things, even in and through death. So we find that God has shown us that God is present with us. And then when we see people who need God's presence, we get to be that, to go and be with them. So I invite you to be thinking about who you know who's going through a hard time, and you don't have to worry about whether you're smart enough to answer questions or to figure out why they're going through a hard time. You just need to go and be with them. Now, I'm really glad that Charlie and Phineas are here. Let's go be with them.
That was an amazing story.
Sure was, Phineas. Is there anything I can do to help you feel better?
I don't think so. Just having you all here with me and listening and being supportive is enough.
Duh. Remember, guys, your church pack loves you.
No matter how things are feeling right now,
They won't last forever.